Howdy, it's Jim Morado, and we're at the Kentucky Gateway Museum Center in Maysville, Kentucky, which is just easily one of my all-time favorite museums. We've visited this one several times, and to be honest, we have mostly stopped and visited their dollhouse display because it's just so over the top. And I'll put up a different video of that, so check that out too. We came here today though. We wanted to see the Nativity Display. They had an exhibit of on nativity scenes around the world. Over there to the right, some family set up. I didn't catch their name. I'm sure it's on the video there, but you could take a free magnet, and it was a magnet about keeping Christ in Christmas. And I thought that was a cute little gesture, especially here with the nativity scenes. Yeah, so they had just I believe a couple hundred nativity scenes from around the world, and they were sort of set up through the museum. And you've got all sorts of them. You've got little folk art, kind of sculpted, crafted pieces. You had mass-produced ones. You had cloth ones. I mean, you name it. They had just various nativity scenes set up again from around the world, and they were set up throughout the whole museum. So as you're walking around, we're kind of in this one area that's devoted to nativity scenes, but they were all over. They were literally all over the museum. So as you're looking at other displays, you would come across the nativity scenes. You had nativity pieces set up to look like origami. That one just has a sign, received as a gift from a brother. Yeah, they each have their own little sign kind of telling what their significance is. And even the significance varies. As we were looking at these, I noticed, I've had some nativity scenes over the years, and there were a few that I realized, oh, I had that one at some point. And I can't remember if I gave them away or what. And driftwood was used. Yeah, I mean, you have all sorts of great, again, kind of folky ones, and I thought this one was really nice. It kind of reminded me of kind of claymation or something. But yeah, there were nativities everywhere, and I noticed one of them was purchased from Frankenmuth, Michigan, at the big Christmas store up in Frankenmuth. I've been there. I think most road trippers try to fit that one in at some point on their trips. So, it's just kind of cool that it was bought in Frankenmuth, such a significant Christmas town. And yeah, it was kind of hard to stay focused because there's just so many all over the place. And then, yeah, so you get into here, there's some history of Kentucky and the region, but you've got nativity scenes also, which it was a bit random and slightly cluttered, but it totally worked. And I admired them for making this fit and work. I believe they had nativities last year in a different gallery, but that gallery was being used for a steamship exhibit. So they had them kind of in the main museum area. And here's a life-size nativity that I believe the sign mentioned was first used in 1953. And yeah, there's a little description of them. Yeah, dedicated in 53 by the Community Crib Association in Maysville. So yeah, here's a community nativity scene that's close to 70 years old, which to me makes that really special. And some other pieces. And I just love these guys. These guys are great. I think I read somewhere that they have had some restoration work done on them, but they still look vibrant and just perfect. And I'm not sure where those will be set out, if they'll just be at the museum for forever or what. But that's a great community item for the museum. And then they also had these little, it was a huge diorama kind of the early periods of the area. And as I've mentioned, I like to paint figures. And about this scale, this looks to be about 1/32nd, 1/35th. And I just loved looking at what they had going on here. Lots of activity in this little scene. Some trading going on. Some gorgeous little work animals. And I actually came back later and just took pictures of that for my own reference because I thought they were so well done. Yeah, and they had a lot of displays again. Bourbon display there by the nativity scenes. Tobacco stripper. Spent many summers working in tobacco growing up, mostly as a little kid. Yeah, and I love the details about the local Blue Lick water. Just lots of community information. And I'm zipping through here. I'm gonna have to go back to this museum on a day when there's not so many other things to see. It just taking the museum for what the museum is. But yeah, and this is a gorgeous 2-story area. And I love that museum. Here's another diorama, and there's actually a chart on the side telling about the buildings that you see in the background. You've got the boat. Just a really nicely done diorama of the Maysville area. And I believe this one is from, let me check. Yeah, this one's based on 1850. Maysville in 1850 at the riverfront. And the other one we were looking at is from 1789. So you've got these two really nice dioramas depicting the area, quite a ways ago. Yeah, I loved the attention to detail here. Just a lot to see, and every museum should have at least a couple of great dioramas like this. Yeah, here were some local doctoring kits. Some medicine. It's a fireman's hat. Oh yeah, a ball and chain that prisoners would wear to be fashionable. And a badge. I love the relics. I love when a museum has a lot of good local relics like that. And now we're upstairs. There's more nativity scenes and more local information. Again, you got some bourbon stuff going on. Always appropriate with the nativity scenes. Actually, always appropriate with anything in Kentucky, in this part of Kentucky for sure. Lots of actually, just about every museum I've been to lately has a nice big hemp display. That just seems to be what a lot of the museums are talking about. And again, I love this building. It's just pretty. Lots of information on tobacco again. Lots of tobacco-related memories. Not a lot of hemp-related memories, but lots of tobacco-related memories. And there's a lot of kind of little write-ups on the history of tobacco, the history of hemp. There's timelines through here. I do love the advertising items related to tobacco and that kind of thing. Posters. I remember the old tobacco warehouse in Owensboro. My dad would raise his tobacco, and then you took it to the tobacco warehouse to sell. I remember that real well. It seems like it was yesterday that building was still there, but it was torn down some time ago. I do get a little nostalgic every time I pass a tobacco barn, though. My cousins, I remember the whole family would raise the tobacco, and I remember my cousins, who were daredevils, would climb up into the rafters of my granddaddy's barn And I mean, it was probably 2 or 3 stories high, and they would be up there. If they fell, they would have been in a lot of trouble. But they were, man, they were tough as nails. More nativity scenes. Yeah, little precious moments looking scenes. That one's cute. Looks like little stuffed dolls, little plush dolls. Kind of toys. Almost, some of them look like toys I might kind of remember from the 70s. You get those little Russian dolls. We have a couple of nativity scenes we put out at Christmas too. We have a bigger one. Oh, there's a nice little Charlie Brown and Peanuts characters one. They're always cute. Little paper one. I believe that came in a book and they noted that the author of Curious George, I think, put that one out. Some more little stuffed plush ones. There's a Playmobil one. I think that's really adorable. I played with Playmobil when I was a little kid. And back to Snoopy, who to me is kind of related to Christmas. You think of Snoopy at Christmas time. More little miniatures. I thought those guys were cute. And so were they. We have a set very similar to this. It's kind of painted differently. That might have been the set purchased from Frankenmuth, the one we just saw a moment ago. I thought that one was cute. Very, very folk arty. Looks like it might be hand carved. I know I had this set, I think, at one point in my life, and the little manger area was so it got kind of corroded, and we just threw it out. And I had the little figures that we would set up for Christmas when I was a kid. Some clay figures. I like the one with the hand. That was cute. Again, I like that kind of folk art one. Kind of silver metallic looking ones. I think that one's pewter, it said. That's kind of nice. I like the animals on that one. I remember these a lot. I remember seeing these like in my grandma's house. And the little display card mentions that these were kind of mass-produced, sold plastic ones during the 40s and 50s. And I remember having 1 or 2 of these. Shiny Bright, the company Shiny Bright made those. I think they have kind of a dated charm to them. Very colorful, and I do remember seeing some of those. I want to say specifically at my grandma's house. And again, you should go see these because the glare on the glass and with my camera. I kind of like the way the shadows were coming across on this, though. I like that effect. Those guys are cool. Yeah, and then I thought the nativity set was over. Then I got into another room, and bam, there were some more. And I know my battery was getting low on my camera because we were here for so long, so I'm kind of rushing, just trying to get as much in as I can. So feel free to watch this at half speed and actually read the signs and not listen to me talk. I won't be hurt if you turn the audio down and just watch it at slow speed to take it in a little more at a nicer pace. I would totally understand. I kind of like this, as a puzzle somebody put together and framed. The older I get, the more I think that sort of thing is cool. I used to not think that was cool, but I think it's cool now. Just some more kind of trinkety nativity related items and some Christmas cards. Do you keep your Christmas cards? I know we usually throw ours out, but like for my mom and my aunt and a couple of people, I just don't feel right about throwing them out, so I keep them